And welcome back. We are playing Shadow of the Templars Reforged. And we are on part 9, I think we are at now. As I discussed in my last video, where should we go next? I was waiting for somebody to comment below, but they didn't. I gave you the airport on Montfaucon, so I decided to go Montfaucon. Let's see what happens here. Let's get going. Let's talk to the clown first. Let's get this going. Quickly as possible.
Hey, you with the balls.
Oui,
How did you learn to be a juggler?
juggler. What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
Oh, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu. A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravitic aerobatic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so.
Right.
That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not. Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Right, we're going to read the sign behind him. That's quite difficult. Let's go this way a bit so I can read the sign. No, come back here. George Stobart going bananas. Just want to get past the juggler.
In French, English, and German it read, in 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the knightly order of the Templars and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine.
Right, and there you go. You got a bit of backstory of this awful place. Right, let's talk to the gendarme. Now,
Excuse me, officer.
And how may I help you?
right.
What do you think of the juggler?
Ah, he is excellent, most watchable.
But he's blocking the thoroughfare and obstructing traffic.
So, he is amusing. The traffic isn't. If he wants to block it, who am I to say no?
You're a cop.
Ah, oui. So I'm. Ah, well,
He sounds like a very drunk cop.
So you're not gonna do anything about this guy.
no.
He probably doesn't even have a license.
Ah, a license. This I had not considered.
So what are you gonna do?
The instant I return to the station, I shall check
Return to the station? Why not just ask him?
and spoil his concentration. What kind of a barbarian do you take me for?
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No, although you juggle like one. Now, If I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing. And not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it,
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur, you had it.
Right, that's all you need to talk
I'll
to
see
him
you
about.
around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
And now we're going to talk to the clown again. It's the only way to get this part unlocked.
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
Right, let's try again.
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps?
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon.
The red nose.
The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls
There he goes. 1, 2, 3.
and left in a fury.
Goodbye.
Hey! You forgot one of your balls! Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
And now he's gone. We got one item from that, and that was the red ball. And that is it. So more of a clown than you were before. Right, we are. Come on, bag. So a key. Open up the manhole cover. Right. Down we go. Okay. Let's go over here first and get to the right spot so we can see what we're doing.
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. There were 3 arches, each with an inscription.
Right, I'm gonna make this as short as possible so you don't. Come on, bag. Well, there it is. So we want.
Hey! That's hollow! It was time for some brutal destruction.
Smashy, smashy.
Close up, I could see the plaster was thinner where I'd broken through, and behind it were some cogs and a lever. Here goes.
Pull the lever.
Hey! Cool!
And the door opens slightly and then stops. There's only one way to open the door. This is over here. Come on. Come on, George. Over here. Pull the handle. No, thank you very much. Pick up the hook. Put it over here. You put it on the door frame. If you're wondering what you did. And here we go. Pull, 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 pull. And there goes the rest of the door. Right, now we can be nosy. Right. If you've been enjoying all the episodes, give us a like. That'd be very nice. Let's carry on. Come on, George. Hurry up. Just standing there.
In the beginning was the end.
An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness.
In the end will be a beginning.
An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now. Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. The millennium is almost upon us, and everything is in place for the rise of our new order. Almost. Professor, where is the broken sword?
Ah, as we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors, hold on, these are the Templars, must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know three of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
Right. And the professor who was down there as well was in the Hotel Ubu, if you remembered. Subscribe if you did. If we go down the stairs now, we'll be shot. So what we're going to do downstairs, we're going to go through the hole yet again and look for more information.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The new millennium will belong to us. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princes of this world.
I think it's a bit of a nutter, that bloke. And there they all go on the boat. Right, now it's safe, we can go down here. Come George, hurry up. Yeah, George is finally down here. Okay, you can have a look at the floor now.
On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and two Latin phrases. Non omnis moriar and clarior e tenebris. I shall not die completely, the brighter from the darkness.
Right. Come on bag. That's what I wanted. The tripod, what we didn't have, now we have it. Then go on here. And gem goes on the tripod. And we're going to find out where else we can go.
The light, falling from above, struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays, and each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the seal, I could read M-A-R-I-B, Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant. Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how does he hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria, but they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B. A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay. What about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Right. And we're done.
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, Georges.
Right. We've got two options yet again. Right, I'm going to save it in a minute. Right, I'm going to leave him here. Right. So we could go to Syria, or we go to the Venchaz family, what is somewhere else. Two options yet again. Your choice. Comment below. Which way should we go? If no one comments on either way, I'll decide. Anyway, if you've been enjoying the series so far, subscribe. Be even better. Okay then, that's it from me from Smeedhead, and I'll see you next time where we decide where to go.